Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today is another Tales from the Salon Hairstylist horror story reaction video. Alright, today's creator is Miss Miaa Beee, and it's entitled Storytime Hairstylist Scammed Me, Receipts Included. Again, y'all know we love the receipts. Before we jump into today's video, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel with the notification bell on so that you don't miss out on any more of my videos. And if you would like to support this creator, the link to her full video will be down in the description box. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Scrolling on Instagram, scrolling, and I come across this wig right here. Very cute wig. I was like, you know, them things that you see, you be like, I need that, I want that, I gotta have that. That's exactly what happened with this wig.
Side note, looking at this wig, she reminds me of my Sasha unit. Sasha is a water wave closure unit, and my particular Sasha, like the one that I wear, she has highlights like this. The one that I sell is just the generic one. But if you want highlights like this, baby, all you got to do is let me know. I'm going to put some pictures in there. The link to all of that is down below in the description box. But, ooh, I love that. Sasha's one of my favorite wigs, you guys, just in case you didn't know. Love me some Sasha. This is what this wig reminds me of. But go ahead. Go off, sis.
I actually have a hairstylist that I know could make that wig for me exactly how it is because she does it regularly. But for some reason, I didn't go with her. For this
mistake number one.
She probably was booked up. I don't know, but I end up trying to find another hairstylist. Well, yeah, I go across this lady page. She seemed like she do an amazing job. The lady I actually follow, who usually do my hair, follows the lady page I was looking at. I was like, this is a green light, green light, green light. I can show you some of her work. She knew how to dye. She knew how to do streaks and stuff. That's the main thing I was looking for. Her dyeing work. Can she dye? I don't want my wig out here looking crazy. All the work she had was good. I said, this is my girl. Later, I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see her post that she's having like a deal or something for the month of October. Like, do you want a wig, a custom made wig, hair included? Schedule your consultation now. We're gonna call her Stephanie. Right off rip, when we get on the phone, she says, I'm gonna just let you know, I guess it was a miscommunication or people didn't understand the post. When she's saying the hair is included, she means like the whole service is included if you pay for the hair. Like, and I was
So the post says interested in a custom wig with hair included for the month of October. That's fine. She provides the hair. It says booking is open now for wig consultations with hair provided by me. Okay. I don't understand what the confusion is. You're not going to get a custom wig with me providing the hair for $150. So I'm just letting you know. So that means that the price, of course, is going to include hair. So make sure that you have that in your thought process when you're booking the appointment. Maybe that's what she was like warning her about. But to me, that seems straightforward. I don't understand what the confusion is. If y'all can understand where there would be any confusion, drop it down in the comments. Let's talk about it.
So I was just like, that's fine. I expected to pay for the hair anyway. That's what I said. I expected to pay for the hair anyway. But it did say hair included, and that is what made me jump at it. But I knew something was weird there. I knew it had to be a cat. So she was like, okay, what were you thinking? I was like, I want a highlighted wig. I have some pictures of it if you want it. I would like a frontal as well. And she was like, well, actually, let me check with my vendor. I sent it to her, and she was like, oh, yeah, that's easy. I know how to dye wigs. That's nothing. I've done many things like that before. You can look on my page. I've done many hairstyles like that before. You just want some highlights. You want some low lights. She was like, but I got to let you know that my vendor doesn't have any more frontals. And I was like, well, that's a disappointment. I've never had anything but a frontal. She was like, we have lace closures. That's basically the same thing. It's just a smaller area. It's not going to cover the perimeter of your head. I enjoy doing that one, but she was just telling me, I just prefer frontals to give more a realistic look. So she says, like, if you're worried about it looking realistic, if you want some baby hairs, I can pull those down for you. I can pluck it. I can make it look real nice. I can give it a frontal feel, and it'll give the same effect.
For those of you who do not know, especially with the pandemic and everything right now, there is a lace shortage. So a lot of vendors are having a hard time providing frontals for, you know, their clients or whatever. So it is easier for some of them to provide closures. And this is just my personal opinion, and I have both. I provide both. I have wigs that are both. I actually prefer closures just because they're easier to throw on and take off. And I am a glueless unit type of girl. Even when I have my frontals, I don't glue my frontals down. I like to put it on and take it off at the end of the night. So I personally prefer closures myself, but um, because this client is knowledgeable of the differences between closures and frontals, and she has expectation for what she needs or what she wants. I could understand her wanting the frontal, but I mean, you can't help what your vendor has, you know. And you can still get a nice realistic look with the closure. So we'll see how this resolves itself.
I'm like, okay, bet that's literally all I was worried about with the closure. That's what I wanted specifically. I need to be doing my hair the day before my appointment comes around, and I'm a person that I want to be on my P's and Q's, especially when I'm going to someone else's house. Like, I want to be professional, I want to have money ready and all of that. So I'm going back through her website to calculate like my total of what was left. The consultation price I found was $250 plus all over color was $100 plus minus $25 for the deposit, and that made $325 I would pay on the day of. I went and asked her just to make sure that was correct. I said, I'm not sure if I have this correct. I wanted to just double check with you, and I explained it the exact way. She replied, actually, the consultation price is $275 plus the all over color, which is $100, minus $25 fee, booking fee. So that would leave your total to $350. Again, y'all are starting to see the red flags because I'm going by this picture. She then replied with this picture, which was in like a whole nother, not a whole nother like subsection, but you had to click on something and then it had the prices on it.
A maybe word to the wise, maybe word to the wise, especially if you're doing orders like this, especially you're doing like custom orders and things like that, so that there's no confusion. Send the client a invoice. If y'all have already had the consultation, y'all have already talked about how much everything is, they've already sent the deposit, send them an invoice of the remaining balance. You can create an invoice through PayPal, or you know what, even something as simple as a text message. This is what we discussed. This is how much is left. Can't wait to see you on your appointment day. Even though that is not necessarily the ideal way, that is still putting things in writing so that you as a stylist has yourself covered, and then the client is aware of how much is left for them. Paper trails, people. Paper trails.
Even though I'm like, I'm ready to get my hair done. I'm finna get my hair done. I walked through her apartment building, and why in the kitchen I see a dryer and I see a mannequin? And what's on that mannequin, y'all? What's on that mother-freaking mannequin, y'all? My wig is on that mannequin, y'all. Wet as a mug, like super wet, like soap wet, dripping wet, water wet. How you gonna rush me when my wig that I placed the order for a whole month ago ain't even dry yet? Like, what's going on here? At that point, I should have stopped and said, is this my wig? Because I didn't even mention how it looked, y'all. The blonde streaks that I wanted, the highlights and the lowlights, they were all orange lights. They were all orange
lights.
Brown. None of the detailing that I talked about and wanted with this lady was on this wig, from what I can see walking into the door and walking to the chair. I go in still, I sit down. I should have just said something, asked questions. I didn't have to be rude and be confrontational. I should have just asked about it or spoke my mind, spoke up. But now I'm like, it's gonna dry, it's gonna lighten up when it dry. You know, stuff be darker when it's wet.
That is true. When you're looking at hair color, especially if you don't have a trained eye, it can look a lot darker when it's wet. Now, there's a difference between it looking a little darker and it looking orange, because the picture that she showed were some nice butter highlights, which is what I enjoy. I love me a good butter highlight, baby. But, you know, maybe things will turn around.
She's going to put it on and she's struggling, literally, y'all. Like, she's like pulling it forward, pulling it back, pulling it forward, pulling it back. It finally gets on, it's staying on. It feels kind of snug, kind of tight, but I'm like, it's okay. I'll get used to it. It'll stretch out. My braids will loosen. It will be okay. So she's like, do you plan on taking a wig off anytime soon? Like, do you want me to sew it down for you? I was like, yeah, I plan on keeping it in for a little while. You can go and sew it down, that's fine. She sewed the wig down on my hairline. And then she started styling it. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just thinking about my baby hairs. Like, I haven't seen you done anything with baby hairs. I feel how this wig looks on me, and I know it look exactly why I hate closures. I felt it on my head. I was like, is she gonna put some makeup? Is she gonna pluck? Is she gonna put the baby hairs down? Any of that? Like, this ain't my first time getting my hair done now. She told me she was gonna get me right now. She told me she was gonna get me right. She didn't know. I was very wrong with that one. So she was like, okay, you're done. And then was like, this is so cute. This is so cute. She was like, the mirror's over there if you want to go look at it. This is so cute. I love this. Oh my gosh. Like, hyping me up the whole time when I'm finished. I'm like, I'm finna be honest when I get up and look at this mirror. So I get up, I go over to the mirror, and I say, what? No, I didn't say that for real, but I was like, this ain't what I wanted. I ain't say that either. You know what I did? I said, oh, that is cute. Like, and
let me pause. Why do y'all do that? If you don't like it, just say you don't like it. Why do you do that? We can tell. Just in case you didn't know. We know when the client is hype and we know when they're not. Just say it. Also, when we're talking about how she was saying that the wig fits nice and snug, it was really, really snug, and she was having trouble putting the wig on her head. I just wonder if you're getting a custom wig made, there should be some type of measurements taken. And this is, again, for those of you who may not know, because everybody's head is a different size. You might have a big head, you might have a small head, you might have an average head. And a lot of times, you can make a wig on one of those wig stands where the canvas blocks come in different sizes because people have different size heads. So at least it fit her, I guess. But also, if you're going to get a custom wig made, get it made to a mold of your head. Looks nice. I like the curl pattern. It does not look like the unit that she originally referenced. The highlights are a lot chunkier versus the original ones, which were a lot finer. This color is a lot warmer than the original wig that she ordered. It's not super far off, but it's not an exact replica of what she originally asked for. So looking at these two pictures, the textures are similar, but if you look at this picture, you see the butteriness. This is what I mean when I say butteriness. You see the butteriness of the highlights, and they are a bit more blended. They're not as chunky. Over here, the highlights are a lot chunkier, and of course, like we said, they are a lot warmer. This just needed to be lifted maybe about 2 more levels and then toned. And maybe even if you got a nice toner, you could kind of finesse it where it is right now. But it looks like it just needs to be lifted maybe like 1 or 2 more levels. She could have left the lightener on for about 20 more minutes tops and then toned it, and then it would have looked a little closer to what this unit looks like. Even with the because these are just too warm. These are too warm, and this could still be fixed. You could go through with the toner, but it's also just, it's not light enough. It's not light enough. Yeah. Okay.
This is not it. And I'm not gonna lie. I ended up making it look kind of better. Like, in pictures, like, I can put the filter on it right and then make it look like it got some actual edges and baby hair, but it looked a mess. She glued down. My thing is, why did you glue down the closure if you knew it was too small? Why did you glue it down if you sewed it and knew you wasn't gonna lay no baby hairs? Why would you do that? So, in the pictures I showed you, you can see my edges showing, like my baby hair showing under the closure, and plus a little white. Because it's sliding back, trying to hold on, but you can see the white from it literally continuously sliding back, taking away what little baby hair I have on my edges already with the glue and whatnot. Like, you can see my actual hair. You should not see my hair with the wig. That's why it's a wig.
So, she probably glued it or tried to glue it because the wig was too small and trying to like keep it to where it's supposed to be. Again, why were no measurements taken?
The next day, I lifted up my hair, like to see it, like to see the wig. And why was my hair showing on the edges too? Like when she was struggling to pull it down and sew it, she was able to pull it down long enough to be able to sew the wig on my head, but then right when she let it go, I know it just started sliding and sliding. And that's the effects I was literally seeing.
This is stylist. Stylist. Be honest with your clients. Clients respect it when you're being honest to them. They're more likely to return to you when you're being honest. If you made a wig and for whatever reasons you didn't take the measurements, which I still don't understand, but okay, and once they get it and you see it's too small, don't try to force it to work, because just like how you see it's too small, eventually they're going to go home and they're going to see that it's too small. And now what? Now you look like a shyster.
I texted her. I said, hey, my wig is too small for my head. I just realized this when I was about to cut the thread because my hair is being pulled in the front. It was so much tension on my scalp and my head in the back. I was getting bumps in the back of my head. It just wasn't good, so I needed to cut it. And I'm telling her this. She said to me, hey, I made sure the wig came all the way down in the back when I sewed it. I sometimes use a wig grip to keep it in place. I used the average size blockhead with a thinking emoji. I told you that I realized that the wig was too small when I was going to cut the thread. I can't see thread in the back of my head, ma'am. Like, I realized it because the side and the front of my head. Like, you pulling it down all the way to the back before you sewed it has nothing to do with it. If my hair is being shown at the side. She then said, I sometimes use a wig grip to keep it in place. I don't know what a wig grip is.
Y'all, this is not the response. Again, especially not when someone is getting something custom made. It hurts my heart when I see stories like this. I'm glad that she did decide to go ahead and contact the stylist instead of just eating it, because if you have a stylist who cares about their work, they're willing to do whatever needs to be done to make things right and corrected. And so when she says that it's too small, and you as a stylist, you put it on her head, you saw that it was kind of tight and that it was small, you should have just offered, when she reached out to you, offered to adjust it in whatever way you can. It's a lot easier to take a wig that is too big and make it smaller than to take a wig that's too small and make it bigger. You will have to re-sew the entire wig, but I mean, it is what it is. That's what you just kind of have to do if you choose to not take measurements. And just because you used an average size wig head, what if she has an above average head? That's so like, you saying that doesn't change the fact that, okay, well, I got a big head. My head is bigger than average. So this wig is not working for me. That's the point again of when you get a custom wig, you want it to fit you really, really nicely. And as far as wigs stretching over time, you might get a little stretch, but that takes a lot of time. Not like a week, not like a month. Y'all have seen on my channel, I have wigs that are years old, and the amount of stretching is honestly minuscule compared to when I first made them. So that's just like an excuse.
I went to her page to gain the video that she posted for me, and I saw that she changed her whole description of a consultation. She got way more details in it. She gonna find out if you want what type.
All right, so now let's look at the new description. It says, consultation will include head measurements, which it should have, length, styles, and customization. Turnaround time using my extensions is 5 days. Okay. Well, maybe she learned something. All right, so that is it for this story time. Hopefully this stylist learned something. She must have learned something again, because she did add head measurements to her consultation, which I just don't understand how you make custom wigs and that's not already included. I hope y'all were able to learn something from this video. That is the whole point of me doing this series, to help educate clients and possibly some new stylists on how to handle situations that aren't always ideal. If you want a custom made wig and you want it to be made just for you with your hair measurements and how you want it, all right, you can always visit my website, because I take a lot of pride in producing wigs specifically for my clients. Make sure you check that out. The link to that will be in the description box down below. I'll see y'all next week for another Salon Hairstylist horror story reaction video. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. All right. Peace.